Hello students, welcome to St. Joseph's Academy's online class. I'm your English teacher and in today's class we are going to have revision of chapter 12 of your English Mulberry book. The title of the chapter is My Special Sister. Dear students, now I am going to give you a brief summary of the chapter. In this, you will learn what the chapter is about. This chapter is about a young girl who cannot hear and faces various struggles which are very affectionately described by the narrator, who is her older sister. She can feel the cat purring but can't hear the sounds of telephone ring or doorbell, but still she can express much with her face and shoulders. Jane is the narrator of the story. She tells us about her hearing impaired sister and tells us what is special about her sister. She says that her sister can play the piano and feel the deep rumbling chords. However, she will never be able to sing or hear the tune. Jane tells us that her sister can dance with a partner and march in a line. She likes to leap and tumble and climb to the top of the monkey bars. She watches the narrator, that is Jane, as she climbs up on the monkey bars with adoration. Jane swings and asks her sister to look out, but her sister cannot hear her warning, so she surges forward and tries to catch her legs. Both the sisters they go behind their house to track the deer. Jane wants to talk to her sister, and when she wants to talk to her sister, she doesn't use any voice. She uses her fingers and her lips to communicate to her sister. She just moves her fingers and her lips. Her sister understands her gestures and her lip movement. Jane listens for the sounds. The sister observes movements. Jane is able to hear things, but her sister is quick in watching things. She is alert and she keeps watching the quick movements in the grass. This signifies the bond the sisters share. Now, both the sisters they have started going to school. Although her sister started going to school, but her mother continued helping her to speak and even lip read at home. She speaks words, but they sound different. Jane remembers how her sister pronounced the word ball. It sounds like ball. The teacher and the students don't understand what she says as her speech lacks clarity. Jane's sister is of very young age and all the students in the class liked when she said a new word. So that means they were very good to her. The sisters understand each other as they have grown up together and know each other inside out. Jane says that her sister, little deaf sister, not only watches her lips and hands but also understands what she wants to convey. She claims that her sister does not always understand her, as once she mixed up bananas and pajamas. When the students at school ask Jane if it hurts to be deaf, she responds negatively by saying that her sister's feelings do when people don't understand her. Jane laments that the sister will never hear the sound of the telephone ringing or someone knocking at the door. However, she says that her sister will never know the fear of sudden rolling thunder, which is when the narrator is afraid but the sister sleeps soundly. During storms, it is Jane who feels scared and is afraid while her sister sleeps soundly. Jane then says that her little sister watches television without sound. She talks by moving her hands or fingers and also yells, means shouts so loudly that the mother says that the neighbors will complain. And at the end, Jane says that her little sister can see her wave when she tries to attract her attention. She can feel if Jane stamps her feet and can also feel her touch when she puts her hand on her arm. But her sister is unable to hear if she calls her name from behind. It is because she has a sister who is deaf. These abilities makes her sister special. So this is what the chapter is about. Now we will have revision of some of the exercises of this chapter. Let us begin with those exercises. We will start with the word meanings. First word, monkey bars. Monkey bars means a frame of bar for climbing and swinging. Like in the story we studied that Jane's sister, she likes to leap, to tumble and to climb to the top of the monkey bars. She is fond of monkey bars. Second word, hoof marks. Hoof marks means foot marks of some animals. Like Jane's sister is the one who watches for hoof marks and quick movements in the grass when they go behind their house to track the deer. Third word, lip read. Lip read means to understand what somebody is saying by watching the way their lips move. So when Jane's sister started going to school, her mother still helps her speak and lip read at home. Fourth word, shutters. Shutters means wooden or metal covers that can be closed over a window. Like in the chapter we studied that during storms, it is Jane's sister who sleeps soundly and is unaware of the quick clap clap of the shutters in the wind. Fifth word, hoarse. Hoarse means sounding rough. Then sometimes Jane's sister, she shouts so loudly in a hoarse, gentle voice that the mother says that neighbors will complain. Question number 1. Put a tick against the sentences that are true and a cross against those that are false. So you have to put a tick against those sentences that are true and a cross against those that are false. The first statement is Jane's sister is older than Jane. Is this statement true? No. Why? Because at the beginning of the chapter, I told you that the narrator is describing her younger sister very affectionately, her shortcomings, that she is deaf, and her struggles are very affectionately described by her older sister, that is the narrator of this story, and the name of the narrator is Jane. So, this statement is wrong. Second, she is afraid of storms. This statement is again wrong. Why? Because during storms, it is Jane who is afraid, not her sister. Her sister is deaf and she is unaware of the thundering and clap of shutters of the window, and she is the one who sleeps soundly. Third, she can shout loudly when she wants to. This statement is true. Her sister watches television without turning on the sound, and she can talk with her fingers or in a hoarse, gentle voice, and sometimes she shouts so loud that mother says the neighbors will complain. Next exercise is related with musicians. Who is a musician? A person who plays a musical instrument is called a musician. A person who plays the piano is a dash. Now you have to name the person who plays the piano. What is that person called who plays the piano? The answer is pianist. Pianist. A person who plays the piano is known as pianist. Question number 2. Unscramble the letters to name other kinds of musicians. Now, in this exercise, few words are given and you have to unscramble the letters of those words to get the names of musicians. The first word is Ristguiat. Now, if you unscramble the letters of this word, you will get the name of a musician, that is Guitarist. Guitarist. A guitarist is a person who plays a guitar. Second word, Flitaust. If you unscramble the letters of this word, you will get the name of another musician, that is Flautist. Flautist. A flautist is a person who plays a flute. Third word, Treterump. If you unscramble the letters, you will get the name Trumpeter. Trumpeter. A trumpeter is a person who plays a trumpet. Now we will learn use of is, am and are. We use is with subjects like he, she, it and anything that is 1 in number. We also use is with the name of a person. So is a helping verb of present tense and it is used with singular subjects only. And it can also be used with the name of a person. For example, she is from Delhi. She is singular subject. So is used here in this sentence. Second, Rohan is my friend. Rohan is the name of a person and we have used is here in this sentence. Next is use of are. Are is also a helping verb of present tense. We use are with subjects like you, we, they and anything that is more than 1 in number. So are, this helping verb are, it is used with plural subjects only. Like you are very tall, and second, all my friends are good students. Next is use of am. Am is always used with pronoun I. For example, I am a girl. I am playing with my doll. Now we will learn the use of helping verbs was and were. Was and were are helping verbs of past tense. The words was and were are used to talk about things that have already happened. Was is used with singular subjects. For example, she was sick yesterday. And were is used with plural subjects. For example, they were at the mall last evening. Question number 3. Fill in the blanks with am, is or are. First sentence is I dash brushing my sister's hair. Now, in this sentence, the subject is I and we use am only with pronoun I. The answer is am. I am brushing my sister's hair. Second, my sister dash wearing a pink shirt. Now, in this sentence, the subject is my sister. It is a singular subject, so we will be using is here. The answer is. My sister is wearing a pink shirt. Next sentence is my sister and I dash wearing jeans. Now in this sentence the subject is my sister and I. The subject is plural, something that is more than one. So we will use are. My sister and I are wearing jeans. Now read this sentence. My sister is dancing. This is a sentence. Just remember what you studied about sentence. A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. It always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. And we studied that every sentence has two parts. One is subject and another is predicate. What is subject? The naming part in a sentence is called the subject. The subject indicates the person or thing that does the action. And what you studied about predicate? The doing part in a sentence is called the predicate. The predicate describes the action that the subject does. It refers to the rest of the sentence beginning with the verb. Now in this sentence, my sister is dancing. In this sentence, my sister. What is this? This is subject. This is the naming part of this sentence and it indicates the person or thing that does the action. And the remaining part of the sentence that is beginning with the verb is dancing. This is the predicate. It is the doing part of this sentence and it describes the action that the subject does. So my sister is subject and is dancing is the predicate in this sentence. Question number 4. Match the subjects to the predicates to make complete sentences. Now one side subject is given. Subject is who or what, and on the other side predicate is given. It is something about the subject. You have to match the subject with their correct predicates to make complete sentences. The first one is the Bengal tiger. It is the subject and the predicate is snoozing in the sanctuary. Second, the butterfly. Its predicate is flitting from flower to flower. Third, Sindhu. The predicate part is playing badminton. Fourth, the helicopter. The predicate is hovering over the city. And last, the seed. Its predicate is sprouting. Question number 5. Answer the following questions. The first question is, where do the sisters like to go? In the story, we studied that both the sisters sometimes they like to go out to the grassy lot behind their house. The answer is the sisters like to go to the grassland behind the house. Second question, what do they sometimes do together? Now just now we studied that both the sisters they like to go out to the grassy lot behind their house, and what they do there, they track deer. Sometimes they track deer there. Jane is the one who listens for small sounds and her sister is the one who watches for hoof marks and quick movements in the grass. So the answer is sometimes they like to track deer. Third question, do you think Jane's sister enjoys playing? How do you know? So Jane tells us that her sister can dance with a partner and march in a line. She likes to leap and tumble and climb to the top of the monkey bars. She's fond of the monkey bars and also she goes out with her sister to the grassy lot behind their house to track the deer. The answer is yes, Jane's sister enjoys playing as she is fond of the monkey bars and she also goes out to track deer. Question number 4. Jane says that her sister is special. What do you think she means by that? So at the end of the chapter, Jane says that her little sister can see her wave when she tries to attract her attention. She can feel if Jane stamps her feet and can also feel her touch when she puts her hand on her arm. But her sister is unable to hear if she calls her name from behind. It is because she has a sister who is deaf, and these abilities makes her sister special. So the answer is Jane's sister understands her touch. She can feel stamping and see a wave across the room. Though she cannot hear like others, these abilities make her special. So after having revision of the chapter and its exercises, here is a small worksheet for you to evaluate yourself. You have to do this worksheet in your English Mulberry notebook. Question number 1. Write the meaning of these words. First word is tumble and second is yells. Question number 2. Put a tick against the sentences that are true and a cross against those that are false. First sentence is her ears hurt because she cannot hear. Right or wrong? Second, the other children in her school can hear. Right or wrong? Question number 3. Unscramble the letters to name other kinds of musicians. The first word is Mumdrer and second Istivioln. Question number 4. Fill in the blanks with was or were. The first sentence is my sister dash brushing my hair. Second, my sister and I dash talking. Third, we dash laughing. Question number 5. Answer the following questions. First, why do you think Jane's sister can see quick movements in the grass better than Jane can? Second, how does Jane help her sister understand what she says? And third, what are a few things that Jane's sister cannot do? So after having revision of the chapter, its exercises and even giving a worksheet to you, it's time for some homework now. Your homework is to read and revise the chapter again and complete the worksheet in your Mulberry notebook. Read the chapter again, revise it thoroughly, and then complete the given worksheet in your Mulberry copy. So students, with this our today's class is over. I hope you all might have enjoyed the class and understood it very well. We will meet again soon in our next English class where we will be having revision of another chapter of your Mulberry book. Till then, complete all your homework and stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.